Welcome back. We're going to continue with Sunless Sea. Last time we mainly just went back to London and then refueled and then killed the... Oh, we did get her. I want to try closing this. Okay, never mind. And then we killed the pirate poet bunch and found out that, or verified that we can force respawns, which and that they have set spawn points. So yeah, very exploitable, which is great. So we're gonna, and then we came here, and we have this adventuress that we picked up in London, that we agreed to have her help us, I guess, discover or explore or whatever Empire of Hands. So yeah, that's where we got to. So a delightful welcome. The delightful adventuress leans over the rail of the ship, sniffing the humid air with evident distaste. What a filthy, damp little place. Oh well, we shall endure. At the sight of the mare hobbling up, she straightens. A thin, insecure smile spreads across her face. Ah, you there, my good primate. Primitive. Primitive? You shouldn't call people that. She calls, striding down the ramp and clasping his arm tight. Now then, I come in search of your first emperor's vault, and for that I shall be needing a few things. Some of your finest workers and tools, and some food. Do you understand me? She shakes her head, barely waiting for a response. Food. Or is that food? She repeats. Comprenda? Comprende? Oh dear, I see we shall be here for a while. Listen, I hear you fellows rather like souls. Shall we discuss that like higher primates? Payment for the journey. Barnabas stays to settle up while his mistress negotiates the value of her soul with the mayor. A man with no face. Barnabas removes his mask and what looks to be a silent moment of great relief. With what looks to be a silent moment of great relief. Underneath is nothing, just a flat surface where his face should have been. Ah, an unfinished Clayman, one of those flawed products of polytheism that follow their own rules. If only you'd known that before he boarded. Of course, that's why the adventuress never mentioned it. He silently presents you with your agreed fee, dips his head in a polite bow, and lumbers back to his mistress. It appears she has struck a deal with the mayor. The delightful adventuress will establish a base cap on Fortain Head Island. Fountainhead. She welcomes your assistance as one who has provided to be not entirely useless. You gain 200 echoes. Current, your monkey business quality now 20. You no longer have any of this. Delightful adventurous. Okay, we could do Port Stanton and do port report. We can check with the Zeppelin. No, audience with a civil mayor. 200 echoes for your soul. Fresh supplies. No. How much is this? 20? No. Excuse yourself. We can get supplies, but I don't see... Well, actually, no. Let's just not. Sailing the Empire of Hands. Communal wooden boats offer free passage to all travelers willing to row between islands. We probably want to go to Fountain Island first. Fountainhead Island. Or do we go to Sovereign Island? Let's do Island. They still demand a gift worthy of the Emperor to open up their courts, perhaps on another island. Oh, yeah, never mind. Travel to Hearthsake Village. The cannibals always have a seat at the table, and the lost treasure hunter has much to trade. We can do that. The cold expanse of water is strange after so long in a real ship to be so close to the surface of a Z that you could run your hand through it. Not that would be a good idea. Hearthsake Village. It is not madness that drove these pirates to cannibalism, but years of being shipwrecked without the comfort of meat. After a while, any meat would do. The lost treasure hunter. He joined the pirates to see the Z. Now he just hopes one day to see something he recognizes. We can do that because we don't have a map. We don't have wounds. Or we can join the raid on the Emperor of Hands. The cannibals often raid the mainland for both supplies and sport. The more the merrier. You are told high risk, 29% chance, and no more than 10 supplies. We can't even actually do that, but we can do this one. Adventuring supplies. He came well prepared for this journey. Unless your idea of preparations happens to include a compass, a map not written in riddles, a sextant, and a spare set of spectacles to compensate for severe myopia. So he's not prepared because he doesn't have any of those. I see. His adventurers have left him with many tools for finding gold and glory. A sense of direction is not one of them. So we can trade supplies for foxfire candles. Don't tell the others, but I still can't bring myself to eat like they do. I pretend, but it's a good thing there's berries. Wouldn't say no to something a bit more. We can give one supply for foxfire candles, I guess. We probably should do that. We can trade recent news for dynamite. You have a newspaper, at least I won't feel entirely lost when I finally return home. Is there anything else? No. So we can give that. The trade is complete. The lost treasure hunter scans the last headlines. Fascinating, he mutters. And should be most absorbent if needs must. You now have 3 of this, sticks of dynamite. A tool for a pragmatic archaeologist. You lost one recent news. Ignore the police in the background. Trade a live specimen for a flare. The caps will sometimes eat fish, but if it falls in their lap, he looks around, hopefully. Do you have any that would be carefully thrown? That we can get flares for that, but we don't want that. Trade stories for the lost with the lost treasure hunter. He has survived many adventures, so have you. This will trade 10 tale of terrors for 10 sea stories for a cask of wine. Or we can persuade him to give you his map. It would be a profitable kindness. We don't have the delightful and archaeology 50, and we don't have a Syrian enigma, so we can't. Okay, he bids you a good day and good hunting. Okay, return to the boat. So travel to Fountainhead Island. Ancient tombs and buried treasure await on this island. An old Zanti finds your tongue as you row, and left him treading water, all for the sake of the night he shared with the rubbery captain's daughter. Sorry. So now we can do. Now we came swift. We've seen this before. This is the vault. Yeah. We can visit the delightful adventuresses camp with a small army of monkeys bought with her soul. She excavates the vault of the first emperor. We do this through the forest. The foliage is thick and unforgiving. The delightful adventuress, helped by her faceless clay man bodyguard Barnabas, and a small group of worker monkeys hired for the price of her soul, works to excavate the vault of the first emperor. A gift for the monkey emperor. The delightful adventuress has already uncovered and put aside many treasures. A small statue amongst them looks particularly interesting. You can do that. Nobody is watching. At least you don't think so. It's hard to tell with Barnabas's blank face giving nothing away. Can he see? He seems to be able to, somehow. In any event, he makes no move to raise the alarm as you take the small trinket. You now have one of this, a gift for the monkey emperor. We can speak with the delightful adventuress. She prepares to make her run on the vault. Or we can go to the vault of the first emperor. Let's do this. A flustered circus mistress. Oh, it's you. Of course. Help me with these blasted maps. Why would you? The monkeys are quite clueless. She shakes her head. They claim our souls uplift them. But if you ask me, it's just a case of monkey see, monkey do. Can you believe they think the Zeppelin of theirs will let them create a new empire? Wait, you there. Take that out of your mouth this second. Okay, and we could go to the vault of the first emperor. Its stone entrance dominates a small clearing. A not so ancient edifice. It may look centuries old, but the entryway is relatively new. The monkeys can never leave alone, always adding bits on as their whims demand. Yamper of Hands, delightful archaeology quality is now 1. Whatever the delightful adventuress is looking for, it must be worth a fortune. If you contribute, you will be owed a share. The Vault of the First Emperor. This tribute to the Emperor's first and greatest has been constructed over generations by monkeys working with stolen ideas of what an ancient tomb should be. Okay, outside the vault, the delightful adventuress flits back and forth between her base camp and the vault entrance. You can do that. To rush, darling, is to court tragedy. The delightful adventuress pays barely any attention to you as she prepares. She is not yet ready to open the vault. You should return later when she has had a chance to organize her monkey workers. This may take a while. Okay. We can't do treasure hunt because we need a treasure map, and to do that we need to increase our archaeology a bunch. If I do this doesn't increase anything. No, let's just talk to her. Go here. Yeah. Leave. And if I do that, yeah. Okay. That doesn't help anything. Then we can go back to Sovereign Island. Hunting party powers through the waters. You barely row out of the way in time, for it has no intention of turning or slowing. The chattering of angry monkeys fades into the darkness as they head for the other islands in search of food. Sovereign Island. Today, the sprawling palace is called the Wild Court. Tomorrow, who knows? The world of the Pentecost apes is one of cruel whimsy, where stolen traditions last only as long as their amusement. We can gain access to the court. The gates are guarded by two not armed, monkeys that would look adorable if not for the blood on their bayonets. Humans are not welcome without an invitation or a worthy gift for the emperor. This, the wild court. The stench and heat of as the gates open are a sucker punch to your senses. Inside, the stagnant air of the windowless wood palace hangs with sweat and taste of hair. Everything is filthy, every surface used. The apes are as likely to swing across the roof as walk the floors. In prized oases of relative calm, the high-souled conduct themselves with the poise of high-born lords and ladies. Around them, their barely uplifted lessers scamper around exhausted, taking orders and cruelties from all who care to dispense them. In the middle are countless more, a sea of apes longing for advancement and fighting for what they have, with tooth, claw, and low cunning. Your monkey business quality is now 30. My wild weld status quality is now 5. Your current standing in the monkey court. And I don't have the gift anymore. An audience with the emperor. Emperor Crispin IV, the fourth, probably, holds court in the heart of his palace. None may speak without permission, but the voice of the emperor is still the least heard of all. Summoned by the emperor, to step inside his throne room is to step into another world, a polished one of cool and blessed quiet that already feels as alien as it is pleasant. An official welcome. The emperor sits on his throne, wrapped in robes of violet and wearing an ornate golden mask. I guess that's what that is. He remains motionless, silent. He could be mistaken for a statue, if not for almost impeccable nod to grant his sensual permission to speak in his name. She approaches, arms folded in the red-trimmed yellow robes of a court mandarin. Her expression is carefully blank. The chestnut hair on her face, powdered alabaster white and decorated with exquisite detail in red and black. The rings on her fingers mark her a 10-souled ape, a status even the Admiralty can respect. She bows before you, a complicated ritual display of sweeping sleeves that somehow never break eye contact. Finish, she waits for your response. My monkey business is now 31. I can return the bow. You are, after all, in front of an emperor. This is a tough challenge. I could curtsy instead. This is your preferred way to express respect. This is 38%. Or we can remain still. You will not demean yourselves before monkeys. No, we bow. A flicker of disapproval. Did you say something wrong? It appears so. Or did you do something wrong? It appears so. Be that as it may, there is business to discuss. Pages 48 failed. Occurrence, your Emperor of Hands monkey business quality is now 32. The Great Exodus. The exquisite sensual requests your assistance to supply the Emperor of Hands' great work. A zeppelin that will take them to a new home far away from here. Materials for the journey. You point out that Admiralty has the Emperor of Hands both under embargo and quarantine. The only thing worse to be caught doing here than supplying them would help them escape their confinement. Have your people not already caused us enough pain? She demands. We starve, and you would prevent us being fed. We thirst to explore, and you cage us like animals. Why? For what fine purpose? What threat are we to you who happily dine with devils? She shakes her head, almost with pity. What could you possibly see in us that shames you so? Monkey business now is 33. I could accept the commission that will help the apes complete their zeppelin, or we can refuse the commission. I say we help them. Why not? The exquisite Sensial shawl bows again, deeper. With a pair of servants to row the boat, she takes you to the zeppelin site in Port Stanton. It was officially the project of a traveler from afar hoping to travel east, who encountered an accident. Isn't in his plans an engine, however. The monkeys saw the opportunity. The great exodus will require supplies and fuel, of course, explains the exquisite Sensual. We also seek souls to uplift our brethren, that they may join the work. You will, of course, be reasonably compensated for your expenses, not responsible, and rewarded upon completion. She also hints that there may be faster ways to complete the Zeppelin. To say more, though, would require a level of trust that you have not yet earned. Build status in court, and by supplying the Zeppelin. That's a weird sentence. Give him 5 for a status, and monkey business now 40. The Zeppelin is complete. It's time to return to the exquisite Sensual for your reward. The apes will handle the finer details. This requires supplies 100, Zeppelin souls 100, and fuel 100. Okay, so we can contribute souls to the Zeppelin. There's wild wheeled court needs them to make efficient workers out of its low-souled population. Working with the delightful adventurous will unlock a way to gather enough souls to complete the Zeppelin. We can contribute supplies to the Zeppelin. It will be a long journey. The monkeys will need many supplies, both to survive it and establish a new home. The exquisite Sensual may have a distasteful way of acquiring many of the supplies required for free. We can contribute fuel to the Zeppelin. Without regular fuel and hydrogen, it won't go far. A respected visitor to the Wild World Court can arrange a very efficient supply of fuel from elsewhere. Okay. Back to Port Stanton. The monkeys continue their work. Okay. Then we can go here. Travel to the court. Your invitation stands unless you violate their sacred laws. Unless, of course, they find it funny. Mood. Very mood. The guards nod and open the gates for you. There's no welcome. They stare at the ground throughout. Wild sure, court. A cacophony of Pentecost apes swings across ropes and ceiling beams in a cramped sea of sweat and malice. All are locked in an endless feud for souls and status, with scarce few having much else to call their own. Visitor in court, a duel. What passes for court business draws to a halt as two high-souled monkeys prepare to draw blades. So we can watch this for 25. The Silent Gallery. While the Emperor sleeps and feasts, the exquisite sensual coordinates the great exodus. The Chandler of Souls. Your rising status in court has inspired assorted parties to inquire about your willingness to meet. That's as long as I have a soul. Or can trade with a wild-willed court. Trading? No, it's not trading. However, should you have gifts of a certain nature, that requires a higher status. Let's try a duel. An epic battle to the humiliation. Many monkeys duel. Every surface becomes... Well, when monkeys duel, every surface becomes part of the fight. They climb the walls, hang from the ceiling, charge through the cheering crowds, with no care of who or what the rapiers may cut and slice. Death is not the goal. For the loser to forever remember this day and this defeat with burning shame is reward enough. Bets are taken, you place yours. Poorly, it turns out, as the losing monkey is taken to be shaved, at least one soul forfeited. You pay up. You lost 25 souls, or echoes, and you lost 2 status. Okay, what about the Silent Gallery? You were granted permission to enter. The silence is a pleasant slap to the face, sweetly scented with incense. Inside, the exquisite sensual moves between clusters of mandarins in their yellow and red robes, using her experience to not so much give orders as offer advice on what the Emperor would wish. Okay. The exquisite sensual attends her Emperor's needs, handling the chaotic administration of the court. Okay, we can report the Zeppelin completion. Everything is ready. It's time to tell the Emperor. We can do a plan. Supplies for the Zeppelin. The exquisite sensual may have an unpalatable way of gathering supplies, but only for a trusted friend. No more than a particular potent poison. And we need raise it by trading, supplying the Zeppelin, and using the fickle Pentecost apes. Okay. A plan, fuel for the Zeppelin. The exquisite sensual looks for a trusted agent to establish a relationship with Iron Republic. That we need higher too. Okay, so we can't progress that. I don't think we can do this. No. Just getting around is impossible. 3 high-souled monkeys fight over which has the most stylish wig. A stampede breaks out when a merchant stall collapses and all discard to take advantage. 2 mandarins come to blow. No, that's not mandarins? I guess so. Come to blow over a particular valuable soul. The screeching chaos is unbearable. You retreat to a quiet corner, or at least as quiet as you can find. Okay, we can check this Chandler of Souls, I guess. Trust is not a courtly virtue. The Chandler will, however, be pleased to act as your mediatory to ensure fair play on both sides of the transaction. High-souled apes prize quality over quantity, seeking beneficial spiritual alchemy. The Chandler lacks the finesse of devils, but he assures you that this is not a problem. Your soul is his concern. Your comfort is not. We can sell to the mayor of Port Stanton. With it, he will have the 5 souls needed to petition for membership of the court. Okay. The mayor will offer you 175 echoes. Sell to the ambitious page. She will likely not keep it for longer than it takes to trade up. For now, though, it serves a purpose. That we need 10, so we just lost the ability to do that. We can sell to the veiled concubine. She seeks uplifting from the servant classes to the low aristocracy. That'd be needing 25 and gives me 85. There is something in your eyes he approves. Sell to the monkey baronet. There's something in your eyes he approves of. He wishes to see if he can replicate it in his own polished silver mirror. They'll offer 1,000 echoes for my soul, or a gift for the emperor, if it pleases him to accept, of course. This trade is a gamble based on the emperor's mood. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. No sale, not for now. Whether the offers are insufficient or you simply thought twice, you'll be keeping your soul. Yeah. The Chandler souls bow. Should you change your mind, he is here. Okay, I can't really do much there then. Let's see. Travel to you. Is there anything else I can do in here? No. I could talk to you, but you, I need delightful anthology, archaeology. Oh, that's not the one I want. Oh, you, Fortune Island. Visit the camp. Sure. Speak. It's you, of course. Help to the vault. Waiting for instructions. Okay. Outside the vault, the delightful adventuress consults papers while her clayman Barnabas and a small crew of variable, hard-working monkeys try to force open the door. Ah, you're here, she calls. Do pick up a crowbar. There's a dear. Bit of elbow grease should do it. Sure, we can pop it open. Right. On the count of 3, muscles, human and primate alike, strain as a delightful adventuress harries everyone along. Finally, with a crack and a screech of triumph and exhaustion, doors slide open. Inside is just blackness. There. Now, chop chop, everybody, declares the delightful adventuress, striding into the dark with a personal grim lantern. Behind her, her monkeys collapse to the ground, gasping. Occasionally stolen words and squeals of protest escape the air. My archaeology quality is now 5. The Vault of the First Emperor. This tribute to the Emperor's first and greatest has been constructed over generations by monkeys working with stolen ideas of what an ancient tomb should be. Oh, that's the same. Enter the vault. Through the doors into the depths, the delightful adventuress will not relinquish her grim lantern. You will need fox candles to light your way. 1 crate will suffice for the entire exploration. Well, we do have 1 crate. The antechamber. At the bottom of the stairs is a room with a sealed stone door. In front of them stands a pointedly placed plinth holding 3 thin pillars and some stone discs. The delightful adventuress rolls her eyes. A trial of the mind, it appears. Now, how very adorable. It appears that our monkey friends' ancestors have absorbed more than a few souls with a passion for things of the pulp. Oh well, this should make things interesting. She slaps your shoulder. Do the honors, Capitano. Occurrence, your Emperor of Hands exploring the vault of the first Emperor. Quality is now 1. Delightful and archaeology. Quality is now 10. You lost 1 foxfire candle. Solve the puzzle. 3 poles. Stone discs. Oh please, the Tower of Hani puzzles. That little children's game that has been amusing London in recent years. This antechamber must be a more recent addition to the vault than it looks. If even the monkeys have brought into its legend. You roll up your sleeves, it'll be easy enough. This is the puzzle where you have like 3 poles or 3 platforms essentially. On the first platform, you have a big donut, then a smaller donut, then the smallest donut, and the whole idea is being able to move the tire stack from one side to the other side by not having a bigger disc or donut on top of a smaller disc and only moving one at a time. Yeah, we can complete this 100%. 15 stone discs. A minor problem suddenly reveals itself. Ah, well, I see that you have this under control, declares the delightful adventuress, heading back upstairs. I leave it in your evidential, very capable hands. Occurrence. Your Emperor of Hands, Towers of Hani moves remaining quality is now 32,767. A child could solve this eventually. Archaeology quality is now 4. Okay, they can't be serious about this, surely. We can do this, I guess. 1 move at a time, 1 move. If you keep this up, you should be done just in time to see the 6th city. Okay, we do this again. You and the delightful adventuress are not the only treasure hunters in Emperor of Hand. Another may have supplies that you both lack. Can I just do this forever? I mean, it's 50 and... I guess the joke is that because it's 50 and rings or discs or whatever, it takes a really long amount of moves to be able to complete it. Because, like, you have to move the top one over... Let's see. So top one over 1, then the second one over to the third, then the middle on the 1 on the third. Then you move the next one over 1, move the top 1, 2. Yeah, you're essentially just slowly decompiling the stack, and because there's 15, it just takes a really long time. I'm assuming there's some math formula of how long it would take. Because if it's 2, it's 1, 2, 3 moves. And then if it's 3, then it's 1, 2, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6. I don't know. Anyhow, yeah, they don't want us to do that. They just want to blow up the door with dynamite. Blow the door open with dynamite. There's more than one way to show your intelligence. Boom. Bits of rubble and clockworks fly. The stoneworks trembles slightly as if about to collapse, but then settles with just the occasional plink plink of metal and the tinkle of falling shards and gears of all sizes. Well, that is certainly one solution, declares the delightful adventuress, unplugging her ears. I think, though, darling, I shall be taking the rest of those. Cannot fault your thinking, but we would rather reach the center of this quaint little tomb without ourselves being buried in it. Would we not? Still, splendid resourcefulness. Splendid. Top marks. Current your Emperor of Hands, delightful. Archaeology qualities now 15. You no longer have this. Sticks of dynamite. Sad. Pass on into the vault. What trials await through the, technically, a doorway over the melted cogs and fallen rubble? A huge maze stretches out before you. The delightful adventuress produces a large ball of yarn. With all due credit to Theos, she says, nailing one end into the wall. Oh, yeah, this is the Minotaur. I suspect, however, we shall not have to worry about a Minotaur lurking in this particular maze. Come on. Such things are hardly a problem for a woman of adventure. This will take but a jiffy. She leads the way with utter confidence, even when it becomes clear she has no idea where she is going. Even when it becomes painfully obvious to all that she is merely turning left at every intersection, confident that eventually this will lead to the exit. The string runs out long before the maze does. Yet somehow this does not feel like an insurmountable problem for returning occurrence. Your Emperor of Hands exploring the vault of the first Emperor qualities now 2. Onwards. This part of the temple looks distinctly more ancient and more carefully crafted by architects. A sense of respect and history pervade. Give me 1 second. The Halls of Histories. A mosaic floor stands between you and the door. The delightful adventuress catches your arm before you can step into it. Oh, sweetie, she says, pointed at the walls. Little holes run down both of them, just large enough to see the readied crossbow bolts behind. Isn't this wonderful? She says. I have seen many, many tombs, and most just put something big and heavy in front of the door. Bless their hearts for putting all this effort into something nobody has ever nobody was ever supposed to see. Anyway, be a dear. I shall be outside if you need me. She heads back to check on our camp. Exploring quality is now 3. Archaeology quality is now 20. We can attempt to read the inscription. The language is unrecognizable. Is that a bit of a pictogram? Why is it by the cricket stumps? This is if we don't have wounds. So we can't die from this. So as long as we don't go past, or as long as we haven't finished this. If we don't have a frozen drop of red honey, or we haven't got past this. Okay. We examine the mosaic floor. 9 colored tiles stretch across the corridor. Be careful. Choose wrong may lead to a wound. 3 wounds can mean death. If you don't know the correct order, you may be able to find a safer way past. Okay. Too far to jump. Blast. The monkeys thought of that, at least. And it would be difficult to put a ladder down here. To get a ladder down here. It would be less risky to simply guess. But a solution must be around here somewhere. Or an alternative. Okay. We can try checking this. This is a 20% chance of succeeding, but I think we're gonna get hurt, or can get hurt. Your skills still fail you. The monkey tongue follows no apparent rules, being a krell of many and diluted with each new scribe. It could take someone capable of writing it to even stand a chance of decrypting it, but the age of the inscriptions and lack of anything similar elsewhere in the Emperor of Hands suggests it is a long-lost art. Perhaps the exquisite sensual can help. Okay. I guess we return to the surface, as we don't have a way to get anything. You leave the vault. The monkeys are already poking and prodding at the completed rooms, crowbarring gems and valuable stonework out for both sale and hoarding. We can check the camp. Consult with the delightful adventuress. Can she think of a way over the mosaic floor? The delightful adventuress ponders it. In my experience, darling, many things are built solely by meddling priest types to try and make potential tomb raiders at least bang a little culture into their heads before they get their hands on the loot. Precious little bloody point otherwise. Just wall it up and be done. She bites a nail gently. If only we could read the monkey language, we could work out the correct sequence. Of course, there could be a way to simply bypass the problem entirely. Barnabas, have you any thoughts? The giant clay man does not look up from his duties. Our delightful archaeology increased by 1. We could pay Barnabas, but I'm not going to do that. If I go back, do I need... No. Oh, now that went back down. Okay. Return to the surface. Return to your boat. You court. A visitor in court. No. Silent gallery. Ask for help translating the vault's inscriptions. The exquisite sensual often finds her out looking for the past for assistance. She may have an idea. We need more help, though, or support, though. Okay, so we can't do that. We can't do any of it. We're not going to pay $700 for that. Can I do anything in port? No, this is just poke around, right? Okay. We can give... nope, that's not the one I want. We can give fuel. We do have fuel. Zeppelin. Give fuel. You lost 10 fuel. Or the delivery is made. The monkeys pay for you for your goods. You will receive a reward when the entire Zeppelin has been completed. You lost 10 fuel. You gain 5 Emperor of Hands fuel. So we need 200 fuel. You gained 1 status. Okay. So that's not correct either. So we can do this again. Now 20. Okay. And then, do I give supplies? This is 5 supplies. We can give 5 supplies. The delivery is made. This is the same. Okay. You gain 7 drowning pearls, which aren't all that helpful. Okay. Or just leave. That's going to take a bunch. But I have an idea for that. And that is going underneath here, and there should be a beloved that we can kill. Should. Unless it's set spawn every time we reset the game. Or launch game. Oh, hello, beloved. I don't know why you're not pinging, but sure. Goodbye, beloved. And then you should give me dissected for knowledge. No, fillet for supplies. Gain supply. 1 supplies. On prepossessing mass, you lost 25 hunger. And then we can choice cuts. This is a bad one, right? Lost 19 hunger. Yeah, not great. Okay, maybe we don't do it for the beloved, because you don't give a lot. I think that's also a flux thing here. Yeah, I don't want to deal with that. I'd rather go fight an irrepressible. Okay, do that. Does this still hurt me? No. Okay. I didn't discover this island, I don't think, but okay. Do I want to go straight up? No, I kind of want to go down, actually. We can turn our light on. Probably should have kept some of my fuel. We do have a lot of money now, though, thanks to selling a bunch of the Scintillax, and also I don't want to fight that thing. Also killing the whatever a bunch of times. Pirate poet. But we do want to find Hideaway, which I think is this. I can't open the map while transforming. I guess that's fair. Oh, hello. Leviathan. You look like a Final Fantasy town or city. The sea within the sea. You will travel east beyond the dark, yawning, familiar abyss. The sea will be pulled by greater currents. Your sonar will ring out, but not return. You'll float in warmth like children in a summer ocean. The surrounding light. At first, the sea will be the color of an empty night, but then you'll be enveloped by light. The color of the water will change. Rain, wet slate, then darkest jade, then deep, rich green. Green as fresh emeralds, green as remembered rivers. Okay, we can do that. Clarification. Golden light will fill your vessel. It will glare through every porthole, peer under every door. Its scrutiny demands silence. Your words will burn and turn to vapor. The light will pass through closed eyes. The sight will will be too much. In the raw vulnerability of being examined and understood, we will have no choice but to turn back to the Gant pole, where all wandering ends. You now have the mark of the East. Old Soul, where are you going, Old Soul? You lost 3 fuel. You lost 3 supplies. You are returning to port. No, I don't want to go to the Gant pole. Okay. We can assist the fading horse specs. Yeah, we've done this before. Flesh reveals all. Approaches her end. You learn the ways of Roxby. Gant pole awaits this next weary beast. You gain 5 intriguing snippets. You gained 100 fragments. We can compile a port report. We can cut some flesh. We can go speak with you. We don't have recent news, so we can't help with that. Okay. And then shop. Do we want to buy stuff? Actually, I kind of do want to buy stuff, because our supplies are low. Uh, 76. Yeah. Cool. And hopefully the spider isn't like here. Spider. Oh, here. Irresistible. Irrepressible. Well, we can sell the flesh here. Other than that's not what I wanted to do. Supply here. Gain 200 echo. Cool. Surely, no. Compile a port report. Do that. Yeah, that's all. I wanted to be down here, but I accidentally went east, which isn't where I wanted to go. I wanted to go Hideaway. So now I gotta go all the way back down. I didn't know I could go east. That's kind of sucks, but oh well. My tear is 35. That's not that bad. That's kind of interesting. But now we have a taste, or what was that? Not a taste of these. Just East Journal, something East. Emperor of Hands. Hideaway. No. Scrimshander, Visage, Misk. No. Is it Gant pole? How do I Gant pole? Potent. No. Oh, where it is. Is it in my hold? I don't know. Somewhere we got touched by the East. For better or for worse. At least we can clean this area up now. Also, I guess we could just buy the resources, go down here, sell it, go back up. Because they're not that expensive here. I don't really want to do that, but like we can. Because I want to, how much? That's almost 17,000. It's not that bad. And we have faster ways of making money, so. I don't know. I still don't want to do that though. I want to play it as best we can, as in like explore the most we can. about it before we just throw money at the problem. It's the same with like using but then we don't have a good way of upgrading our social whatever. Because we can't or we would be trading for that. Can't do anything in court to increase it. I don't think. Travel to court. Visiting court. Freeding Frenzy. A newly 5-souled ape trembles in the spotlight, surrounded by the ranks of cheering, mocking monkeys, throwing vicious abuse and the occasional rock. Its humiliations have been going on for a while by the time you arrive. The latest of them being publicly shaved as proof of commitment. As you watch them from the corner, it plunges its head into a large bowl of, oh, how wishes it was water, until its breath fails, only to be held under until the thrashing ends. Only then is it allowed to slump to the straw, limp, unconscious. The crowd turns to the 3 mandarins whose decision is final. They turn their back. The unfortunate ape's carcass is dragged away as another steps forward to try its luck. You gain 5 Emperor of Hands status. Now total 16. What a fun place. Definitely good place to live. I mean, they are wild animals, I guess, of the whole point. That they require human souls to be civilized. Quotes. This should hit Leviathan again. No? Okay. I guess it's more south. Or Hideaway, not Leviathan. It is a Leviathan, I think. Ooh. Behemostache. Behemoth. Behemostache. There we go. Okay, we have 38. What will we get for killing this thing? $39. Be decreased by 4. That's a massive amount. You defeated the behemoth. Mustache. Let the beast go. You gain 2 terror. That's fine. Around here, that would should be good. Going down. Sorry for the yawn. Seek deeper water. Cobb's Way Bay. Oh, this is a port. Ooh, I don't know about this place. Estrelva. What are you? Why are you so close? Are you okay? No, you're just fuel. What are you though? Ooh, you're a wreck. A wreck. Retrieve sunken treasure. You don diving suits. You lead a small crew upon the wreck. The lights of the submarine scratch at the darkness around you. A leather-bound journal. Its pages are sealed with wax. A course uncharted. You cut the journal open, unfolding a complex navigation chart. It shows abyss and reefs, and their marks are they cities? Regret, remembrance, refuge, delight, flowers, freedom, and peace. You gained 1 shard. Interesting. Okay. We go to Hideaway. So we have 2 things we need to do there. Also because it's a cool thing. Giant crab. Alright, I need to actually click the button. Delivering a letter. Read. No. Okay. Is there shops? No. Hideaway. On the back of a gigantic beast lives exiles from every corner of the Neath. Here gather the traitors, heretics, artists, fools, and the too honest. Despite possessing a range of radically different ideologies, these outcasts live together peacefully. Okay. I'm gonna do this next time because I'm falling asleep. Like, my brain is melting, essentially. Well, whatever. You know, of course you know what falling asleep means, but yeah. Yeah, we'll do it next time. Thank you all for watching, and, bye.